back. All right, guys, happy August 19th. I know many of you are going back to school tomorrow with your kiddos, and I'm proud of you for being here, or you're prepping for a transition in your life. I know that's difficult. And tomorrow, if you've been living under a rock, I will remind you, tomorrow is the launch of the liver detox. So if you don't know what that is a first dibs to Belvital. So make sure you connect with your partner if you don't know what's going on. I want all of you committing to it so that we don't run out of spots in December. And I know many of us are incorporating that into our gut protocol groups or gut hormone health groups come September. So make sure you connect with your upline partner, know what's going on. As soon as we know it's launched, we will share with all of you. And Allie, I'll turn it over to you.
Sorry, I was talking on my stories and realized it was.
It's all good.
Here we are. Can you?
Yeah, it's the settings. Give me a second. It always hides on me. Host tools. There we go. Okay, you should be good now.
Okay. Sorry, I look like a hot mess, you guys. We went to the park today and my children decided to run on the greenway, which is like a long walkway. And so there was lots of hot sweatiness. I showered, but I didn't wash my hair because I wash my hair tomorrow. Anyway, so sorry about this. You're getting what you get. All right, let me share my screen. All right, perfect. Can you guys see it? Okay, so we're gonna keep this pretty simple, but also I'm gonna incorporate some hormone stuff in there too, because for those of you who don't know, so I'm a PA like daily, but I decided to do the hormone health certification through IIN, and so I'm in the process of doing that. It's a lot of work, but it's super fun to learn all kinds of hormone stuff. So I've done like 3 or 4 modules. So I'm going to share some of that with you guys too. Things that you can incorporate now that are going to help for December, basically, but incorporate into meal prep. So Danielle, do you have any announcements besides the liver detox thing?
I don't think so. I know the super block for sure thing is also open, and just really proud of all the girls that finished lava. I know that many of us finished this weekend, and yeah, make sure you have your next plan. Check in with your partner. I think that was it.
Okay, perfect. All right, so as not working. Okay, so as we go, like a lot of us are moms, a lot of us have kids. I know a lot of you are teachers too. So you're going back to school and your kids are going back to school. And so how do you make meal prep easy so you're not struggling like my post said today? So come, 8 o'clock on Sunday, you're like, oh crap, I didn't prep anything for the week. And so then you just wing it. And I did that last week because we were traveling the week before, and it doesn't work. Like I made it work, but it doesn't work because I'm like, oh, well, we have lunch today and it wasn't pizza, but that's the first thing I can think of. It's pizza. And so it was either eat pizza or be hungry. And I didn't want to go hungry, right? And so I ate it and then felt like crap. So having a plan and sticking to the plan is the biggest tip I'm going to give you. And don't wait till 8 o'clock on Sunday to start meal prepping. Because then you're going to be like, oh, it's 10 o'clock and I'm just finishing and now I need to go to bed. And you need 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. And so how are you going to put all of that together? So keep your meal prep simple. It does not need to be some crazy fancy meal. Take a protein, take a carb, put them together with a vegetable, and that's your meal prep. Like it doesn't have to be hard. So my slides are a little slow. All right, so first tips. Make sure you are always eating breakfast. This goes with the hormone health stuff too. We're not going to get too in detail on hormone stuff, but your cortisol is your stress hormone. It ebbs and flows throughout the day. Your blood sugar balance is attached to your cortisol, but as your cortisol ebbs and flows, your body reacts. And so if you're not eating breakfast or you're only drinking coffee for breakfast, your cortisol spikes faster than it's supposed to and does not come back down and regulate. And so you're always in fight or flight, run from a bear phase of life when you shouldn't be. You should be digesting your food and being calm and collected at work, right? So breakfast always within 1 hour of getting up. No, that's no ifs, ands, or buts. Aim to have 30 grams of protein with your breakfast. 2 scrambled eggs is not 30 grams of protein. You can add cottage cheese to your eggs. You can do chicken sausage with your eggs, but you need something more to have 30 grams of protein every morning for breakfast. Every meal needs to be, like I said, a protein, but also needs fiber and a complex carb. The reason you need all three of those together. Now, you don't, if you're not eating carbs with your meal, you don't have to worry about this. But like for your breakfast and your lunch, always have a complex carb with a fiber and a protein. Fun fact, you should eat your protein and your fiber first, like 5 to 10 minutes before your carb, because your body starts to digest that. And then it helps to regulate how your body breaks down the carb so your blood sugar doesn't spike super high after your meal. So, fiber, protein, complex carb with every meal that you're having carbs with. A great example of this is 2 eggs. Let's see, 2 eggs, avocado, and roasted sweet potatoes is a great option. Or chickpeas and roasted sweet potatoes, which is it's a one of the gut health or gut protocol recipes in the cookbook is like a sheet pan with chickpeas, sweet potatoes, and other veggies, and put eggs on top. So there you go. Make sure you're also eating every 5 to 6 hours. And that's again to regulate your blood sugar level. At first, when you first start meal prepping and kind of watching what you're eating and doing the whole food journey, you should really be eating every 3 to 4 hours. But I would aim for every 5 to 6. Don't, if you're doing intermittent fasting, that's fine, but I would not intermittently fast in the middle of the day. Like you should do like in the morning or the evening. I have a friend at work who does like she eats breakfast, then she fasts from like 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. And it's super weird. Like it doesn't benefit your body at all. It's very strange, but she thinks it works. So I don't try too hard. All right. So why should you meal prep for your entire family? So a lot of you, I've talked to you guys before. I chop up all of our vegetables and our fruits and have a protein ready in the fridge most Sundays. So I do like carrots in little containers. I chop up cucumbers, peppers. Sometimes I'll make edamame to have to just grab and go. Today I cut up a watermelon, cantaloupe, strawberries, grapes, and blueberries. And so they're all in little 1 cup containers lined up nice and neat in the fridge. So I can just grab them and go. Grab them and go. For the kids can grab them if they want something. I'd rather them grab that than go. And our snack drawer for the kids is not, there's not much processed foods because, well, yeah, but I'd rather them grab that fruit and vegetables out of there versus crap they find in the pantry. Um, Also, if you have those veggies and fruits readily available, you're less likely to snack on junk food. And so you're not going to go like, oh, well, I see an oatmeal cookie in the pantry. I'm going to eat that when you open the fridge and have all that stuff ready. If you're like me, if I see like a quart of strawberries that's not cut up, I'm not going to take the time to take one out, wash it, and cut them up if I'm hungry. I'll just get something that's easy. So this makes that even easier. When I'm really on my game, I prep all my vegetables and my carbs for dinner on Sunday too. So like say we're having stuffed peppers and I know we need like cooked chicken and diced vegetables and cauliflower rice. And so I'll get that all ready. And so then when I come home from work, I just throw it all together and put it in the oven. Or you can go ahead and like stuff your peppers and put them in the fridge and then cook them. I try and make it as easy as possible because again, if not, we are stopping at Chick-fil-A on the way home, like between work and soccer practice, and that's not what I want. So I try and make dinner as easy as I can. There is a really good, if you don't mind eating the same protein every night for dinner, which I know it's, some people don't love it. There's a great cookbook called Cook Once, Eat All Week. And I'll send it to you guys after this, but basically it takes the same protein and gives you 3 recipes that you can use for the week. And so you can prep it on Sunday and then come dinner time, dinner's ready to go. And so dinner takes like 20 minutes versus an hour. So you eat earlier, which is more ideal for your digestive system. And it's easier with kids. So healthy lunch ideas. I know Kayla asked for this, and so I kind of, it's not in order, so I'm sorry, but I randomly put it in here. Again, cut off your fruits, vegetables, and protein and have them ready to go for your lunch. Something that a lot of the girls in my nutrition group have been loving are doing wraps for lunch. So a couple of my girls are home health nurses, so they're on the go. They don't have a microwave, so they're working in their car. And so how do you make something easy to eat when you're driving down the road that's not a salad, because you can't eat a salad when you're driving? And so I came up with some really good wrap recipes, like a chicken Caesar wrap. Use a low carb tortilla or make your own tortillas, even better. But you can still have a wrap and it's fun. You can eat it at your desk if you're a teacher or you don't get a good lunch break. And you can prep them on Sunday, wrap them in saran wrap, and they stay good until I would do like Sunday to Wednesday and then Wednesday to Friday. I wouldn't, they probably aren't going to be good the whole week. But that's what I would do. And then again, plan, I don't know what I did this when we were at the park earlier. Plan on weekends. Anyways, make sure you, when you plan what you're going to eat for the week, that you, number one, write it all down. Like I'll think of something like Wednesday and be like, that sounds good for next week. And so I'll make a list of things I need from the grocery store. So it's easy when it comes Sunday. Let me check the chat. Oh yeah, the egg white wraps are a great option too. And do they still have the Ikema wraps at Trader Joe's?
I think so.
Okay. I didn't see them. And they also have, there are Siete makes almond flour tortillas, which are pretty good. They're in the refrigerated section at the grocery store. That's a good option too. The other thing that I wanted to say about meal prepping for the family, no, we'll get to it in a second. Okay. Tips for what do I make for my kids for lunch? So my now first grader does not buy lunch in the lunch line, and he doesn't love that because all his friends do, but I don't love the food they serve. And so he gets cool packed lunches from mom instead of lunch line food. So again, I cut up the vegetables. Do you see a theme? I cut up the vegetables. I have little cups that have ranch dressing in them. Like I have these little reusable metal cups that have a silicone lid. And so I just put ranch in there or whatever he wants. Dried fruit's a great snack for kids, as well as yogurt with granola. And nuts if you're not in a peanut-free classroom. Obviously, don't take nuts if there's an allergy in your kid's class, but those are great snack options, as well as you can make homemade granola bars. You can buy granola bars that aren't too processed or have too much added sugar in them. Really, what you're looking for is added sugar and lots of preservatives. Stay away from that. Protein wise, he does a lot of chicken nuggets. We like the Real Good brand. They're higher in protein, or the Just Bear brand are his favorite. Pigs in a blanket are not healthy. However, it's an easy, I make them on Sunday. I throw them in his lunchbox and they're fine to eat cold because they don't have a microwave. So they're fine to eat cold. Ham and cheese roll-ups. So like little, like just wrap ham and cheese together and put it in his lunchbox. Or his personal favorite is make your own Lunchable. So we do like Ritz crackers, the pre-cut little slices of cheese, and lunch meat, put it in his lunchbox, and he makes his own Lunchable because he wants me to buy the regular Lunchables and I just won't do it. So he makes his own. Um, something else. Last year I made, and it's on my Instagram, pizza pinwheels and then broccoli and cheese pinwheels. And so it's like crescent roll with pizza sauce, cheese, and pepperoni, roll it up, cut it, and bake it. He liked those too. But they are a little time consuming to make, and so I've not made them yet this year, but he did like them. Um, what else for kids? There was something else I was gonna say. Another one he likes for lunch, the little naan bread, like little circular naan breads. They're like the size of a little pizza. So we do that with pizza sauce, and he does cheese and pepperoni on it, like the Lunchable when you were kids that you could make yourself with the pizza. Um, he has that where he makes it himself. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I've shared it before. Oh geez. Sorry guys. I've shared it before, but it's a lunchbox we have. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it has a thermos. It's like a square lunchbox with a little tiny thermos in it. And so it keeps his chicken nuggets cold or warm, or if he has like spaghetti, taco meat, whatever, it keeps it warm until he gets to lunch. And so he doesn't have to worry about always eating cold food. Something I was going to say earlier, and it wasn't at the right time, so I didn't say it, is when I meal prep on Sunday, or when I write my grocery list for my meal prep. I, number one, shop my pantry. So I see what I have available in my pantry to use and what I need. Like, so for example, in my freezer too. So like we had shrimp frozen. So I decided, well, we'll make something with shrimp this week for dinner. So I didn't have to buy it because we already have it. And I historically am really bad about using frozen meats. Like I'll just throw them away because I forget about them. So being aware, like buy stuff on sale, freeze it, and then use it later. So shop your pantry, and then there was something else I was gonna say. Um, I personally, like I said, I make my list when I'm meal prepping and make my grocery list based on like her recipe. And so then I just put it together at the end. So if I do it throughout the week, it makes it a little easier for me. Um, so how do I stay on track being a working full-time busy mom? And now we play soccer and have that 3 times or twice a week. Make sure you always eat breakfast. Shakeology is an easy one. Now, it's not enough protein, but you can add stuff to it to make it be enough protein for your breakfast or have something in addition to it. My personal favorite is egg bites with cottage cheese in them with chicken sausage. So that's my 30 grams of protein. Then I have my Shakeology on the way to work. Have healthy snack options for yourself available. Don't just don't just say, well, we have a pantry full of snacks, I'll figure it out. No, chop up your vegetables, chop up your fruits, be ready for your week, or you're not going to be successful. Always make sure you keep a water bottle, preferably a fun water bottle around, so you're more likely to drink water throughout the day. You should aim for, it's a lot, but 100 ounces, 80 to 100 ounces of water every single day to be successful in meal prepping too and see results. I had a friend told me this a while ago and it stuck with me and I like it. So a lot of girls will say to me, well, I had Chick-fil-A for lunch. And so it's like a Thursday. I had Chick-fil-A for lunch. So I'm just going to eat like crap all week and start back over on Monday because I had one bad meal. The analogy that I like is, okay, so if you cut off one finger, are you going to say, well, screw it, I'm just going to cut my whole hand off? No, you're going to say, oh no, I cut one finger off. Let me go take care of that. I don't want to lose my whole hand, right? So it is one meal. It is not your whole week. Don't let that one meal determine the outcome for you. Like if it's Monday, you have 6 more days, sister. Do not let that ruin your whole week because it is one meal or one snack, whatever it is. You say, oh crap, that cookie tasted really good. Enjoy it while you eat it, but then move forward. Don't perseverate on it. Don't think too much about it. Give yourself grace and move forward to the next meal. All right, the chat is blowing up. I'm gonna look, hold on. I'm gonna unshare my screen and change to a different. All right, what questions do you have currently? You can unmute yourself. Or slashing your tires. Yes, Danielle, that one works too, but I like cutting your finger off because being a PA is what I do.
This
Um,
I was just gonna say one thing that's helpful for me because I don't like cutting up stuff or sometimes get lazy or if I'm only cooking for myself. And I know this has helped Alice. I love getting the bag salads from Trader Joe's. I don't always use the dressing that's in them or the extra stuff because you should look at the ingredients. But also they do like the pre-chopped veggie mixes that I throw in eggs, things like that to make it easier on you if you really get overwhelmed by hearing Allie say, I cut up all my stuff, like start somewhere because something's better than nothing.
yeah, no, if you don't, and like again, we go through like the stuff I cut up today will be gone by Wednesday. Like, don't think that that's not going to last us all week. That's just through Wednesday. Minus the watermelon will probably still be good. But we go through a lot of fruit and vegetables. So don't, yeah, if you're not one or you're by yourself, don't feel like you need to cut up all your stuff because you don't have to. Um, Other thing I was gonna say is plan out your week with your calendar. And so like when you're meal prepping and planning for your meals, look at what like do you have a dinner that you have to go to? Do you have a lunch from a rep or like a catered lunch at work? Um Plan, don't over meal prep and throw stuff away, right? But plan accordingly to your week. I personally like to plan or prep two different things for lunch. So I have options. So I do two different, like I do like a chicken salad and I did a Korean like ground chicken bowl this week. So do something that's simple, but something that you like. Like it doesn't have, again, it doesn't have to be difficult. You can grill chicken, do roasted sweet potatoes that you get in the frozen section, put them in the microwave, grill chicken, and do a vegetable, like frozen something. It does not have to be hard. That could literally take you minus grilling the chicken, and you could buy even like pre-made rotisserie chicken. That could literally take you 15 minutes to make your lunch for the week. And that's it. I mean, it doesn't have to be challenging. You don't have to be super creative. Just figure out what works for you and stick to it. That's the biggest thing with nutrition is that stick to it. There is something that a big shift of mindset that I've had lately with the hormone health group that or course I'm doing is there's no good and bad foods, which is hard, right? Because growing up, we're like, well, this food's good, this food's bad. There's no good and bad food. It's what food benefits your body the most and what food harms your body the most. It's not good and bad. So, what other meal prep questions do you have for me?
I was gonna ask Allie, do you incorporate your husband in these choices or your kids, or how do you integrate them in
Great
maybe if they
question.
want
And
to
that's
eat
what
what
Jess
you
said.
are, or that kind of thing?
So my husband, I don't meal prep for my husband or my kids for lunch. My dinners, I plan like I ask my kids what they want for dinner and my husband, but I plan everything. Like I don't I let them have a choice and have a say, but like I just pick what I want to eat. And everyone eats it, which I know is not usual. It's very unusual. Jackson doesn't eat anything but Nutri-Grain bars and applesauce, legit. So that's his dinner half the time. But at daycare, he eats everything. But anyways, um, no, like Grayson eats salmon. He eats all the vegetables we make. There's really nothing that him and my husband will not eat. So we don't have that issue. Um, so here's something that's hard with picky children. And it can be a little controversial. Like I don't say like you eat what I make, like you eat what I cook, or you don't eat at all. I give them a choice. So like either you eat my food or you get chicken nuggets or a peanut butter and jelly. There's always a backup, But like, I'm not cooking 2 meals for you. Now, it's hard because that's what they're used to, but like, that's too much time for myself. Like, that's too much. That's too much. Like, we're not doing that. Here's your option, or you can have peanut butter and jelly, and that's it. Because what's hard is that, and my youngest is super picky, but I say, here's your plate, or you have a bar and applesauce. And that's what he usually picks. But I always present the food to him in front of him, even though he says I don't like it. Because you never know that one time they're going to try something. Or if there's Jessica, how old are your kids? I forgot. You can unmute yourself if you want instead of typing it.
6 and 5
Okay.
and 45.
So again, and the hard part is that he's been used to it for a long time, right? But like, you're not getting a choice. You can go pick up food on the way home if you don't want to eat what I cook, but like with the age of your children, it's hard to transition to doing it the way what I just said, but they can't, they can be picky forever, but you never know what they're going to find that they love. And so I don't know. I would give them 2 options. Like, here's your options. If you don't want that, then like you can't, not to say you have to set ground rules, but like you don't want your children and your husband to overrun your authority in the house, right? Like you're the one in control, not them.
Yeah, usually I'm you can have leftovers. I always, on nights that they do pick something that we all eat, I make extra on purpose. So that I
Yeah.
have
And that's smart too. And we do like
leftover. So I don't even.
what'd you say?
Do you hear me?
No, I missed the last part.
Oh, I just said that I usually just make a bunch of extra, so I have a couple days worth of their food.
That's smart too. And a lot of times, again, if meal prep is hard for you or for anybody, make extra of your dinner. Like take a sheet pan recipe and double it, and that can be your leftovers, but your lunch for the next day. Like if you're cooking something and you like it, make a double and make that your lunch. Again, it's not hard. People make it harder than it needs to be, but it's not difficult. But no, back to what you asked, Danielle, my kids and my husband do not um have a say in what I make. I mean, they have a say, but they don't care. We also make the same thing like every week we eat varieties of the same thing. We're very boring. We don't branch out. We have salmon every week, chicken every week, a pork something every week, like steak or hamburger something every week, and we just make varieties of the same thing. We're boring, but it works. What other questions do you have? You can pick my brain while you have me.
I was just gonna add on one of my sisters was a very, very picky eater growing up. We called her the beige diet eater. And I wish my parents would have exposed me to different types of protein. And I mean, we just honestly, we didn't have that level of organization, or we're going to go out and get certain things because there was a family of 4. But I think remembering that obviously I'm not a parent and I'm not in any of your roles, but just exposing them to different things is key because they don't know what they don't know. And I mean, I didn't try any seafood until I was literally dating someone and they lived in a seafood town, and that's all that there was. So I had to in my like 20s. So don't be afraid to expose them because I wish I would have had it sooner.
All right, this is a very hot topic right now, and you'll learn more when the hormone health group comes out, I'm sure. But you guys should all be using glass containers. Throw away all your plastic containers and do not use them. They are in I feel like so woo-woo right now. The the chemicals in the plastic leach into your food and literally poison you. So throw away your plastic. I use glass containers only. I just got new meal prep glass containers, and I will link them, or I'll send them in the in the Glow Girls message pod on Instagram. But get glass containers. They were like, it was like 16 of them for $30 or something like that on Amazon. Not expensive, well worth it for your health. Sam's Club has some too, Jessica said. But yes, get all glass containers. Throw away that Cool Whip container or the old lunch meat container that you use for your leftovers. I know you're out there. Or the Chinese container. Yeah, yeah. So anyways, anything else question-wise, hormone health-wise that you want to know before we go? No? Megan, I need to know where you got your glass bento boxes. Just send it in the same message pod. Okay. Okay, I'll target. Perfect. Always target. All right, friends. Well, if you have meal prep questions, message me. I'm always an open book. I can also send you guys some of the cold recipe options for lunch that my girls in the nutrition group have used. We don't know what the components are. We know one's a blood sugar stabilization supplement, and I can't think of the other one right now. I want to say
You will know, Jess. We will go through it in depth. Don't you worry.
but yeah, there's 2 different supplements with the hormone health program.
But just your last reminder to get the liver detox tomorrow so that you get first dibs on Belvital. I'll say
It
it
will sell out.
again. Yes, it will sell out. That happened in 8 hours for gut protocol. Yes.
I take the gut protocol supplements every single day and have for the last year. So yeah, I would. What time does it go live? We'll let you
I'll
know.
let you know. Yeah.
We don't know.
I'll know when you know. You guys can go to belvital.com tonight if you haven't already and sign up for Autumn's email listserv. But when we know, I'll be up early and on Zoom and I will send it to you. So you'll be
I
good.
imagine in the afternoon because usually it's like 1 p.m., but TBD.
Well, thank you, Allie. This was helpful. I hope you guys are excited to keep things simple and take back control of your household, right? And if you have any questions after, let us know. We'll be setting up the September calendar too. So I would love to hear in our community pods what topics you want to hear more of, because we're always interested in giving y'all what you want. So excited about liver detox tomorrow. I hope you all have a great Monday. I'll see you on Zoom. Thanks, Allie.
Of course.